Yo, what's going on guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the best hog deck to beat mid-ladder in Clash Royale. Alright, so hopping in the first match here, we're going to be using this really fun hog ice wizard deck. It was actually quite a good deck, I think like a few years back, probably like around in 2018, but I kind of just updated this deck, adding a few new cards and making it like really strong for mid-ladder especially. I feel like this deck can do really well in mid-ladder because you have like the Valkyrie to kill the witches, you have the rocket to like kind of kill the wizards, and you just have like so many good defensive components. And looks like this guy will just be like super aggressive with his P.E.K.K.A. at the river right away, so should showcase like how strong this deck is. And it does have like a lot of really strong defensive cards. Even after the Ice Wizard did get nerfed, it's still really strong. Just like with the enter the arena ability now, it's still quite good. And I feel like Tombstone's also super broken right now, and also just like Valkyrie's really quite good. And I think we can actually activate our King Tower here against this Electro Wizard right there. Should help us out quite a bit in this match. And when you're playing mid-ladder, you just really want to play decks similar to this, where you just have like so many options to defend, because you never know what they could throw at you. So you really want to have like multiple options to defend every single thing. And looks like this guy's just gonna like keep going with P.E.K.K.As in the back. So I'm actually just gonna rocket his P.E.K.K.A. right here. Don't really like need to be like too passive here. Like we're being kind of passive with this deck. We're not really afraid to like go aggressive with our rockets on his P.E.K.K.As, because it's going to get like a ton of damage on the towers, and it's also just going to do like quite a lot of damage to the P.E.K.K.As. Even though we are quite under leveled here compared to our opponents, it is still going to do pretty good damage to them. And honestly, Tombstone just carrying us right here. I'm not really sure how he would have defended this without Tombstone, because he does have like a mirror P.E.K.K.A. which is like level 16 and kind of crazy right here. We do have like decent levels on this account. I have been kind of leveling it up a little bit, but we're still quite under leveled compared to some of these opponents right here. And looks like he will just spam another P.E.K.K.A. at the river. Not really too sure what he's trying to do right here, but I'm just gonna go with the log as well. I was hoping to hit like a Skarmy maybe or something like that, but looks like he will go with the Skarmy kind of late there, but it is still gonna allow us to get like quite a lot of hog hits on his tower. And unfortunately the Princess does shoot the Tombstone skeleton, so the P.E.K.K.A. actually went back and killed the Valkyrie, but I think we're just gonna have to use our log right here just to make sure that Princess dies. And yeah, really good defense here so far. The King Tower will also help us out quite a bit, and I'm just gonna go with the Hog Rider right here just to kite his Fire Spirit a little bit. And yeah, it's kind of weird commentating mid-ladder matches because I can't really predict what the opponents are gonna do. Like I can't really say what play they might make next, because they just like do something crazy every single time. And yeah, not really too sure what this guy's actually trying to do here. I guess he's just like spamming P.E.K.K.As at the river, and I guess that's how he wins his games, because he does have really high levels, and this is obviously mid-ladder, so people do stuff like that a lot. And yeah, just gonna Tornado Rocket here to finish off his tower, and that will be a good game, really showcasing the defensive power of this deck with the Tombstone, the Ice Wizard, and the Tornado. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're gonna be up against this guy, and he's just gonna go with the Skarmy at the river right here, I guess. And he's actually going to go with kind of a low Goblin cage right here, so just going to go with the Hog. No reason not to. It's probably going to get like a hit or two right here. He does kind of place his bats a little bit bad right there, so it does allow us to get 2 Hog shots right there. So yeah, I can't really predict what any of these guys are actually playing, but the nice thing about our deck is that we just have so many defensive options that we can really defend anything they try to throw at us. And we have pretty decent offense too. Like we can always rocket cycle our opponents if they have good defense, and we can always get hog hits against like other players. And just gonna get like a really nice king activation right there. It's really important to get your king activated very early when you're playing in mid-ladder, especially just because you never really know what your opponents could end up throwing at you. So like if they have like a graveyard or something like that, king activation just gonna help so much. So I'm just gonna go with the Hog Rider right here. Gonna predict his Skarmy right there, so really nice prediction log. And his Goblin Cage does have so much HP just because it's like 3 levels higher than our Hog, so it could be a little bit hard to break through, but we're doing pretty good right now. Ice Wizard is probably going to clean up that Goblin Brawler pretty well right here. It might die, but it's still going to get the job done. And I don't even think our Fire Spirit's going to hit his tower just because it's under leveled, but still should be fine right here. The real nice thing about this deck is that you do have like such good cards like that still really get the job done very nicely, even if they are under leveled. So even if you're like Tornado is underleveled, it's still going to be able to activate your King Tower, and even if your Tombstone is underleveled, you can still like distract P.E.K.K.As and Princes and all of that stuff. So I feel like this deck still functions really well even when it is underleveled. Even like underleveled Valkyrie isn't too bad, and yeah, pretty much everything works just fine. So we don't really have like a Valkyrie in cycle here for his Mega Knight. We kind of had to waste it earlier, so hopefully this Ice Wizard can defend it pretty well. And his Witch might be a little bit hard to deal with. There are a lot of Witches in mid-ladder, that's why I did decide to put Valkyrie in this deck instead of like a Knight or like a Ice Golem. I feel like Valkyrie is really nice to have here, and he's going to set up kind of a low Goblin cage once again, so I'm just going to go with the NATO right here, predicting like a Bats or a Skarmy, and it is going to kind of hit those Bats pretty nicely, so going to get one Hog shot there. You're going to force out the Skarmy as well, and you can just finish it off with a Fire Spirit right here. So honestly, even under-leveled Fire Spirit isn't too bad, because it is still really good on the defensive end, even when you can't actually get it to the towers if it's too under-leveled, but honestly, most of the people in mid-ladder aren't really too over-leveled in their tower levels. It's just that their cards are so over-leveled, but normally their towers are actually pretty normal level. Like, they just have, like, level 10 towers, and then just, like, pull out, like, a level 14 Mega Knight or something like that. So, yeah, tower levels shouldn't be too much of a problem for most of you guys. And I'm just going to go with a double tombstone here to pull his balloon. It's level 13, so we can't really, like, play with it at all or anything like that. And I think we should be able to probably clean up his witch here with, like, a Valkyrie in a second, and just going to log as well, but yeah, should clean up pretty well. He's going to go with the Bats as well, so we will use the Valkyrie right here, and Ice Wizard is taking down the Goblin cage little by little, so I think we can just go with the Hog Rider right here. Maybe we can make something happen. I'm going to distract the Dark Goblin as well for a second right there, and yeah, Hog will get one shot in his tower. We do still need like a couple logs, or maybe like a few logs and like a few NATOs or something like that, and then a rocket should finish him off. But we only have level 10 rocket on this account, so we have to like get quite a few other sources of damage on his tower, like whether that be a log or like a hog hit or something like that, just because we are quite under leveled right here. But I guess he's just going to give up right now, so that will be good game anyways. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we actually have Hog in our starting hand for the third time in a row, so we're actually really lucky right here. And honestly, Hog is a pretty good first play even in mid ladder, I feel like, because you do still have like really good defense with this deck, so even if you do get your Hog countered with like a P.E.K.K.A or like a Mega Knight, you can still defend pretty well most of the time, so yeah, pretty good. And okay, this is gonna be fun. He just goes with like a level 13 E-Giant at the river, just gonna laugh at him a little bit right here. And I'm just gonna go with the Hog Rider right here, just in case he has like a mirror in his deck so that he can't mirror E-Giant, but he does actually have Sparky right here, and I'm kind of glad to see that Sparky actually, because we do have Rocket in our deck, so I think Sparky shouldn't be too hard to deal with right here, but I'm not even sure if the Rocket will kill it. Yeah, Sparky will actually have quite a bit of HP left. Well, not too much, but still some HP, just because our Rocket is a couple levels under, so not going to be too bad though. I think that our Fire Spirit should tank one Sparky shot there, and the tower should be able to just finish it off pretty easy at this point. And yeah, already got like a pretty decent damage lead right here. I feel like Tombstone's super good against E-Giant. It just has like so I mean, it's just like so cheap, but it also has like enough HP to where it won't die right away, and it can kind of keep the E-Giant at bay for quite a while. And he's just going to set up like a pre-placed cannon right there. Not really too sure what he's doing. We can probably just like go with the Hog in the opposite lane here in a couple seconds when I get to full elixir, but yeah, it should be fine right here. And honestly, his Sparky is probably going to just give us a free rocket on his tower along with his cannon, but the only problem is that our rocket doesn't actually fully kill his Sparky, so we're still going to have to like maybe go with like a Fire Spirit to block one of the shots or something like that. But yeah, I think we should be fine right here. Not even sure if we need to play anything, but I'm just going to play a Fire Spirit just to be safe, just in case he goes with like a Zap or something like that. And also Ice Wizard is really nice against his E-Giant, so I think we should be fine right here. I'm just going to be a little bit worried if he has like a mirror E-Giant that he tries to throw at us, then that's going to kind of be a little bit of a problem here. And honestly, his E-Giant does do quite a bit of damage to our Tombstone just because of how overleveled it is. And I actually went for a prediction rocket there, like trying to hit a cannon, but I ended up hitting a Sparky and a cannon, so I'll definitely take that right here. And Log is going to finish off the Sparky really nicely right there, so yeah, in a really good spot right here. He hasn't done any damage to us, and yeah, this deck is really fun as well. It's just like so fun wrecking these E-Giant users, P.E.K.K.A users, all of that stuff. And yeah, recently I've actually seen quite a bit of P.E.K.K.A at mid-ladder. I feel like mid-ladder used to be like filled with Mega Knights and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of people have kind of adapted and started playing P.E.K.K.A just to counter all of those Mega Knight decks, which makes sense. But Tombstone is just so good against P.E.K.K.A, and honestly, Tombstone's a really versatile card. Like, it's also quite good against Mega Knights as well, so you can get quite a bit of use out of it. And yeah, I think he's just gonna go with like a cannon right there, so just gonna stick to our defensive plan right here. Just gonna rocket his Spark, and I think Log should finish it off, because the one high level card we do have in this deck is gonna be our Log, just because I used like I think my book of books on it and like a few other things when I bought the first Clash Royale on this account. And I think we might need to NATO this E-Giant just because it is really high level, so our tower isn't really able to stop it very efficiently. But Ice Wizard still is just doing work on the E-Giant, and gonna defend it really easily here. We haven't even taken like a single bit of damage at this point, so looking really good. Just gonna always rocket his Sparkies. You don't really wanna ever try to defend his Sparkies without it, because even though we do have a good counter to Sparky and their rocket, it's still pretty hard to defend Sparky if we want to waste our rocket on anything else. And sometimes Sparky decks do have good rocket bait in like their other units, but I don't really think this guy has too much other bait units. And gonna kind of try to activate our King Tower against the E-Giant there, but kind of failed. And we do have Drag Glitch on our Tombstone, so okay, that kind of sucked right there. But I think we're gonna be fine right here. E-Giant should get pulled pretty nicely by the Tombstone. Ice Wizard enter the arena is gonna kill the bats pretty nicely right here, and we should be able to finish off his E-Giant pretty nicely with the tornado right here. And we don't really have like the best way to defend these E-Giants, just because like they pretty much one-shot our Tombstones, and also his log pretty much one-shots our Tombstones, but like in combination with like the Ice Wizard, we're able to defend pretty well right here. And luckily this guy doesn't have Mirror in his deck, at least I don't think he does, so just imagine if he had like Mirror and he brought out like a level 15 or 16 E-Giant, that would just be crazy. But yeah, just gonna play it safe here and rocket his Sparky as well. We're already up in damage, so we don't really need to go with the rocket on his tower right now. Maybe we can cycle back to one rocket before this game ends, but probably don't even need it anyways, but just gonna do it just in case. And yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna be a good game here. Just gonna see if we can get like 3 Ice Wizards down at once. And yeah, we're gonna get triple Ice Wizard on defense, so that will be a good game. Alright, in the next match we're gonna be up against this guy, so we do have a little bit more of an awkward cycle here, having like triple spells. And I guess we're gonna face another P.E.K.K.A player here, so we're just gonna go with the rocket on his P.E.K.K.A and tower. And honestly, the rocket doesn't really do too much damage to his P.E.K.K.A, just because our rocket is like really like quite under leveled. I think it's like 4 levels lower than his P.E.K.K.A, so it's not really gonna do too much, but still gonna get us quite a bit of chip damage. And I'm not really afraid to go with rockets on their P.E.K.K.As when they go with it first play, just because I know we have like such solid defense with this deck, especially against like P.E.K.K.As, because we have Tombstone, which just really completely destroys P.E.K.K.As on defense, so I'm not really too worried about it. And we're going to defend really easily right here, have a bit of a counter push as well. Just going to go with the Hog right here, see if we can get a few hits. And he is going to go with the Tesla right there, but it is pretty late, so our Hog will sneak through. And okay, he does have a max Mega Knight as well, wasn't expecting that, but okay, should be okay here. I think we might be able to activate our King Tower with like a Fire Spirit plus Tornado right here. Not even going to take any damage on our Crown Tower. And yeah, really nice King activation. I think we do have to Ice Wizard this Mega Knight as well, just so it doesn't 3-crown us. So yeah, I think we're going to be fine right here. Going to log away his Fire Spirit as well. Don't want to give him any chip damage. And I think he's kind of overcommitting with his E-Wiz at the river right here. Probably just going to like hog here in a little bit with our Ice Wizard, just to like apply a bit more pressure. And if he goes with like a P.E.K.K.A on it or something like that, the Ice Wizard will kind of slow it down, so maybe Hog can break through. But he's just going to go with the Tesla right here. And yeah, I think Ice Wizard should kill those skeletons, so maybe our Fire Spirit can walk on his tower. Okay, he's going to play the Knight as well, so I don't really want to waste my Tombstone on his Knight. I think I'm just going to go with like a Valkyrie on it, just so we can save our Tombstone for his P.E.K.K.A when he goes with it. And yeah, we just have to be pretty careful right here in which cards we use, because he does have P.E.K.K.A and Mega Knight, so could be a little bit difficult later in the game when he gets huge pushes off. But hopefully our King Tower being activated will help us quite a bit in this matchup. And yeah, Ice Wizard is also really nice for us, because I feel like Ice Wizard is just like so hard for a lot of the mid-ladder players to defend, just because most of them don't really have like Fireball in their deck or really any big spell most of the time. So I think it should be pretty good for us right here. Ice Wizard is going to kind of just slow that P.E.K.K.A, and we're getting like double Tombstone down at this point, so his P.E.K.K.A isn't really moving. And yeah, we're pretty much just like creating a skeleton army every couple seconds with our double Tombstone right here. And yeah, he's going to Mega Knight in the other lane as well, but just going to kind of pull it to the middle with a Fire Spirit, and it's going to get like kind of attracted to the Tombstone. So I think our triple towers should be able to take it out pretty easily along with this Ice Wizard. And I'm just going to go with the rocket on his tower right here. It might be pretty hard to break through his Tesla and P.E.K.K.A and Mega Knight, so might just have to rely on rocket cycling at this point, even though it is a little bit dirty. That's just sometimes how you have to play this deck. So yeah, I think he's just gonna try to defend right here, but I don't really think he's actually gonna be able to defend, because he spent so much elixir on the P.E.K.K.A, and we can just go with the rocket here. And you're really happy with how these games went today. And yeah, really strong deck. You guys should definitely try it out. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!